And we start tonight with that breaking news. An illegal immigrant has been found guilty of murdering Maryland mom Rachel Morin on a popular running trail nearly 2 years ago. The jury returned guilty verdicts on 4 counts against Victor Antonio Martinez-Hernandez. This includes first-degree murder and rape charges. Officials had this to say after the verdicts were returned.
We all know there's no such thing as closure. I also said this at the arrest. They have to live with this for the rest of their life. Closure would mean we bring Rachel back, and we all know that that's not possible. He will be removed from society and never allowed to harm another human being again.
Morin, the mother of 5, disappeared after going out for a run in August 2023. Her body was later discovered, brutalized and stuffed in a tunnel drain near the trail where she had gone running. The 9-day trial ended today, with defense calling just 1 witness. It rested its case after only 10 minutes. The jury then deliberated for less than an hour before returning its verdict this afternoon. The 24-year-old now faces life in prison on the 4 guilty verdicts. The immigration status of Martinez-Hernandez had thrust this case into the national spotlight. The El Salvadorian native is accused of entering the country illegally back in 2023. Law enforcement says he has known ties to gangs and a checkered history of run-ins with the law. Martinez-Hernandez was arrested in June 2024 after an almost 10-month nationwide manhunt. Joining us now is the attorney for Rachel Morin's family, Randolph Rice. Randolph, welcome to the show. I know it's been a very busy day. Does this verdict bring some closure for Rachel Morin's family?
I think it certainly gives them some partial closure. You know, now that they know that this man has been convicted, that he won't ever be probably released from prison, he can't hurt anybody else, which means there won't be another Rachel Morin at his hands.
Defense called just 1 witness. They rested their case after 10 minutes. Could they have mounted more of a case on behalf of Martinez-Hernandez?
You know, they really didn't have much to work with, and the state's case was so airtight that they really were grasping at straws, trying to really throw sand in the eyes of the jury, which apparently it didn't work because they came back in less than an hour with a guilty verdict.
The DNA played a big role in this trial. During the trial, they were saying that the DNA was faulty, but when asked why his DNA was found at the crime scene, Martinez-Hernandez had told investigators he didn't know. Do you think it's that sealed his fate for the jury to come back again less than an hour later with the verdict?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the DNA was sort of the crux of this entire case, and that's why the state left it till the end of the trial to put it all together, where they found so much DNA at the crime scene on Rachel's body and ultimately linking it back to this suspect and this now convicted killer.
Next phase, punishment. Martinez-Hernandez faces life in prison without parole. Randolph, do you think that he will get it?
Absolutely. I think the judge in this case has heard all these gruesome facts. She saw the same photos that jury saw, the brutal nature of this crime. I have no doubt she will be giving this defendant life without parole, and he'll spend the rest of his life in a prison in Maryland, probably die there.
We've had Rachel Morin's mom on this network several times. I've talked to her. Have you had a chance to talk to her since the verdict was read?
Absolutely. We were sitting in court today, and, you know, she has been so strong through this entire process, but certainly today was tough. But I think there was some relief, certainly some joy, some tears of joy that she had at the end of this trial when they read those guilty verdicts.
No, you're right. They're incredible strength every time I talk to her. So what are the chances that he will be sent back to his native El Salvador to serve his sentence in that notorious prison? You said he might end up there, die in that prison.
Yeah, well, actually, it looks like, even though he has an ICE detainer, if he does receive the life without parole, he will stay in a Maryland prison, Department of Corrections, for the rest of his life, and presumably he'll die in the state of Maryland.
What comes next for the family? Will they be attending his sentencing?
Oh, absolutely. The family's been here through the whole time. They're now preparing what's called their victim impact statements. That's their chance to read how this has negatively affected them. And it's that chance to let Victor Martinez hear about how much this has hurt them so the judge can make that final decision.
All right, Randolph Rice, can you tell me what the scene was around the courthouse today, Randolph?
Packed courtroom, and after obviously the state's attorney finally got to speak with the media, there were people everywhere, cameras everywhere, because obviously this is not just a local story, it's been an international story with the Trump administration obviously talking about it a lot during the campaign.
Was DNA the main evidence that brought this case to a close and got this guilty verdict at the end of the day?
I think DNA was a big part of it, and I think the fact that he lied to detectives so many times and they had so much evidence that refuted the things that he was saying. He said, oh, I've never been to the state of Maryland, yet they had photographs of him. They had family members that identified him being in the state of Maryland. So I think the jury saw that he was a liar on top of the fact that his DNA was all over Rachel's body.
And again, them coming back with a verdict less than an hour later. Randolph Rice, like I mentioned before, I know it's been a busy day for you. We appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.